Hello all. Today we shall be discussing an article written by Mahesh Sachdev in The Hindu, and the article is primarily about the Saudi and US relations, and a large part of what has been discussed is about the speculation, what is the backroom discussion that is going on between US and Saudi Arabia. And prior to this discussion, I just want to say that the note from which I am discussing this shall be made available on the Telegram channel. So if you want this note, you can access it from there. Okay. So we know that when we are talking about US-Saudi relations, in the very beginning in 1945, from President Roosevelt and Saudi king, from there to the fist bump that took place between Joe Biden and Crown Prince bin Salman. So Mahesh Sachdev has explained that this explains the whole arc of relationship between USA and Saudi Arabia. What was the engagement in 1945 on Valentine's Day? It was a relationship, a hierarchical relationship, which was based on oil for security, which meant that Saudi shall be providing oil to USA and USA shall be providing security to the regime. But this fist bump, regarding this fist bump, Mahesh Sachdev has said that this is about a partnership of more equals. Okay, and later on he has gone on to explain that there are talks. Just a sec. There are talks about a strategic alliance agreement being talked about between USA and Saudi Arabia. And before we start discussing about this, just go back a little bit. What can you recall? Khashoggi's murder, in which there were talks about Crown Prince directly being implicated. And during his elections, it was Joe Biden who had said that I would make Crown Prince a pariah. Even prior to that, Saudi and UAE, they had put in blockade on Qatar. And just with the change in regime after Joe Biden came to power, suddenly all those sanctions, all those restrictions, they had been lifted. Later on, what we saw was that China, being the main player for bringing Iran and Saudi Arabia together, which was being termed as a diplomatic coup in the West Asia, and China's increasing footprints in the West Asia, which was a very big concern for the USA. Okay. So in the latter part, he has gone on to explain all this, what are the concerns, what are the challenges. But in the very beginning, Mahesh Sachdev has explained that this strategic alliance agreement, it has got three bases. One is bilateral, another is regional, and the third is global. Okay. So in the bilateral, already there were talks in the past. If you go back and if you can recall, had you been following the newspapers, Saudi Arabia had said that we are willing to recognize Israel, but we have got three specific requirements, and one of which was that we should get the civil nuclear agreement so as to Saudi Arabia can use nuclear fuel for peaceful purposes. This was one of the requirements. Another was regarding Palestine, establishment of independent Palestine, and third was regarding security arrangements, security agreement, and getting weapons. And you will see that presently Saudi Arabia has put in similar demands. Okay. So what is the demand? Is that whatever current alliance system is between Saudi Arabia and the USA, there is a need for codification just on the lines of USA and Japan. And if you know, USA and Japan, they have an agreement that in case USA is threatened, in such a case, in case Japan is threatened, in such a scenario, USA will come to the rescue of Japan. And that is what Saudi is also demanding, that I also want to have such an agreement that in case there is a threat, because Saudi knows that today or tomorrow there can always be a threat from, on the one side there is Iran, on the other side there are Houthi rebels, and on the third front there can always be a challenge from someone like Hamas. Because if Hamas sees that Saudi is getting closer to the USA, Saudi is getting closer to the Israel, naturally, just like Houthis, Hamas can also consider Saudi as its own target. So one is security. Next is that weapon. Presently, if you remember, Saudi was supposed to get certain weapons. USA was about to permit a sale. But because of this Khashoggi's murder, after Joe Biden came to power, sale of F-35s to the Saudi Arabia that had been stopped. So that is another concern, that we should have that freedom. We should have greater option of getting all those weapons. And third is that nuclear. This nuclear is not weapon. Rather, it is about peaceful nuclear. But always remember something, that nuclear weapon is a dual use technology. So if you have got peaceful, if you have got centrifuges, it is just about what is the extent of enrichment that you need. And the same fuel can be transferred into a fissile material used for bomb. You can look at North Korea. What did North Korea do? It had signed, then it got all those technologies for peaceful use, then it came out of the agreement, and today it is a nuclear power. So since there is always a concern that Iran is continuously getting closer, so that it is being said that perhaps that is the target of Saudi Arabia, that in case if I get my hands on the civil nuclear technology, I can always transfer that to have a bomb, to have a nuclear bomb. That is the first one. Second is regarding regional. It has got some specific demands, and that is totally expected. The first is ceasefire in Gaza, because if you remember, Saudi Arabia has got the leadership of the Islamic world. It has two of the holiest places in the Islamic world. So if Gaza is under attack and Saudi goes for closer relations with USA or Israel, naturally there will be protests on the street of Saudi Arabia. And you know that just besides Iran is sitting, and Iran has always fomented trouble in the Shia dominated regions of Saudi Arabia, mainly those areas which border closer to the Iraq. Okay, so that has always been a concern. So Saudi knows that for me to get into an agreement with the USA or later on with Israel, there needs to be a ceasefire in Gaza and a peaceful Palestine. So ceasefire in Gaza is the first demand, and naturally second is there should be a two-state solution, so that Saudi can claim that yes, it is because of my initiatives, Palestine got a separate existence as a separate state. But here we know that it is Israel who will never agree to it, primarily the present government. So naturally that is a challenge. And in return, USA has also got certain list. He says that in return, what we want you to do, we want you to recognize Israel, naturally, and establish full diplomatic relations with Israel. Saudi had already, prior to this Israel-Hamas conflict, Saudi had already indicated that this is my set of demands. Okay, and on the global level, what USA wants is that you need to stop getting closer to China as well as to Russia. If you remember, today China is the biggest trade partner of Saudi. Then in OPEC plus, Saudi is engaging with Russia, right? And apart from that, you know that in that Saudi-Iran deal, ultimately it was China. So naturally USA would say that if you want to have good relations with us, naturally you will have to stop getting closer to our enemies. Okay. And you know, this stance within USA, this changed after there was a visit of Xi Jinping in December 2022. If you remember, prior to that, when Joe Biden he was campaigning, and even after the campaign against Houthis, USA did not give any support. Okay, so that then weapon sale that was also halted. So Saudi Crown Prince was very angry. After that, there was a Xi Jinping visit to the Gulf, to the West Asia, and there were triple summits. There were 3 summits, and Xi Jinping received unprecedented welcome in Saudi. And just after that, there was a visit by Joe Biden, and naturally both were compared. And in that visit only, it was that fist bump which is being talked about, that partnership of the equals. And when Joe Biden, he did not receive the type of welcome that either Xi Jinping got, or prior to that President Donald Trump got. So there was a thinking, because USA knows that though USA's dependence on Saudi oil, it has reduced significantly, still Saudi is very much important for the USA. What is the importance of Saudi Arabia? The very first, there is 1.4 billion Muslim population across the world, and naturally Saudi is the leader of that Muslim world. So tomorrow, if you want to have a peaceful West Asia, a secure Israel, and a normal relationship between Muslim world and Israel, naturally you will always be needing Saudi Arabia. And USA also knows that if Saudi accepts Israel, slowly and gradually all other Muslim nations, they will fall in line. So that is the first factor why Saudi is so much important for USA. Next is economy. In the Arab as well as Islamic world, Saudi Arabia is the biggest economy, and you know that economy is has always been the factor. And next is Vision 2030. Vision 2030 के थ्रू क्या होगा? There is an opportunity for investment. और ऊपर भी जो बातें चल रही थी ना, उसमें यूएसए को भी ये अंदाजा है कि जो विजन 2030 है, इसमें एक बहुत बड़ा इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी कैन बी देयर फॉर यूएस बिजनेसेस. और अगर यूएस बिजनेस को अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिलेगी, देन नेचुरली चाइना इज सिटिंग. सो अगर यूएसए को नहीं मिलेगा, चाइना ले जाएगा. सो चाइना's gain naturally will be US's loss. And third is MBS. USA is also looking at MBS, and MBS is someone who is reformist, who is willing to shake the Muslim world, shake the traditional fundamentalist values and go for some modernity. You can see whether it is about women driving or some fashion shows, etc. There are multiple reformist initiatives that have been taken by Saudi Arabia under the de facto leadership of Crown Prince. So USA को पता है कि यही वो मौका है जब हम बार्गेन करके बाकी सारी चीजों को नॉर्मलाइज कर सकते हैं. So ये 3 चीजें हैं, लेकिन जहां पे ये सारे फैक्टर्स हैं, वहां पे देयर आर मल्टीपल चैलेंजेस. देखो, सबसे पहला चैलेंज क्या है? सबसे पहला चैलेंज है जो बाइडन के दिन गिने हुए हैं, एंड देयर इज अ चांस कि परहैप्स ही वॉन्ट बी कमिंग बैक टू पावर. तो जो बाइडन के पास यही अपॉर्चुनिटी है अभी से लेकर अक्टूबर नवंबर तक. अगर सऊदी के साथ ये डील हो जाती है, देन नेचुरली डोमेस्टिक जो रेटिंग है जो बाइडन की, वो इंक्रीज हो जाएगी, और उसके बाद उसके पावर में वापस आने का चांस बन जाएगा. दैट इज द फर्स्ट फैक्टर. ठीक है. एक और सबसे बड़ा फैक्टर क्या है कि जो पहले ट्रस्ट लेवल था यूएस और सऊदी के बीच में, देयर हैज बीन अ सिग्निफिकेंट डिप इन दैट. इफ यू रिमेंबर 1990s, उस समय जब इराक ने अटैक किया था कुवैत के ऊपर, उस समय यूएसए ने डायरेक्टली इंटरवीन किया था, इंटरफियर किया था। अभी जब हुथीज ने टारगेट किया यूएसए सऊदी के ऑयल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को, यूएसए डिड नॉट कम टू द रेस्क्यू। अगला, सऊदी ने भी देखा है यूएसए गेटिंग क्लोजर टू ईरान व्हेन देयर वाज टॉक अबाउट JCPOA, राइट। सो ये सऊदी के अंदर भी कंसर्न है कि अगर यूएसए पलटी मार गया तो। नेक्स्ट इज नेचुरली ऑयल, जो ऑयल डिपेंडेंस थी पहले, बिकॉज यू सी डिप्लोमेसी में क्या होता है ना, सब कुछ क्विड प्रो को चलता है। आपने मुझे क्या दिया, मैं आपको क्या दे रहा हूं, ऐसा नहीं तो एब्सोल्यूट कुछ नहीं होता। देयर इज नो व्हाट इज द टर्म कॉल्ड एज, कि अच्छे मन से आइडियलिज्म नहीं चलता, और आइडियलिज्म जब जब चलता है ना, तब तक IR में डिप्लोमेसी में नुकसान ही होता है। तो पहले क्या था, एनर्जी फॉर सिक्योरिटी। अब क्या है, सिंस शेल गैस रेवोल्यूशन, यूएसए तो इनफैक्ट एनर्जी एक्सपोर्टर बन गया है। सो इन दैट केस यूएसए डज नॉट नीड सऊदी एनर्जी, सो व्हाई वुड यूएसए प्रोवाइड सऊदी विद सिक्योरिटी, राइट। ये अगला फैक्टर है। और उससे अगली बात क्या है, सऊदी गेटिंग क्लोजर टू चाइना एंड रशिया। As I discussed just now, that whether it is about Saudi-Iran deal, or it is about OPEC plus, or it is about China becoming the biggest trade partner of Saudi. So these are all factors why there is a trust deficit between USA and Saudi Arabia. अगली दिक्कत क्या है, ongoing गाजा कन्फ्लिक्ट। जब तक ये गाजा का कन्फ्लिक्ट चलता रहेगा, naturally there cannot be, and that we have already discussed, और there is always a chance कि जो बाइडन, अगली बार जो बाइडन आए ही ना, तो सऊदी को तो वैसे कोई स्पेसिफिक डील नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज ट्रंप वॉज ऑलवेज ऑन दैट साइड। ट्रंप की बैकिंग थी तभी तो इसके कतर के ऊपर सैंक्शन लगा था, बिकॉज ट्रंप ईरान के सीधा एंटी है। मैक्सिमम प्रेशर स्ट्रेटेजी ट्रंप का, इफ यू कैन रिकॉल, ओके। सो ये सब देखते हुए जो आपका है स्ट्रेटेजिक अलायंस एग्रीमेंट विच इज बीइंग डिस्कस्ड बिहाइंड द डोर्स, इट कैन ऑलवेज फेस मल्टीपल चैलेंजेज। हाउएवर, महेश सचदेवा ने कहा है कि स्ट्रेटेजिक अलायंस एग्रीमेंट, इसके कारण इट कैन ब्रिंग बैक पैक्स अमेरिकाना और यूनिपोलैरिटी इन द गल्फ रीजन एंड वेस्ट एशिया। क्योंकि अब आप खुद देखो, सऊदी रीजन का सबसे बड़ा इकोनॉमिक पावर, एक सिग्निफिकेंट मिलिट्री पावर, सऊदी के साथ UAE है। उसके बाद अगर इजराइल के साथ रिलेशन नॉर्मल हो गया, नेचुरली जॉर्डन के साथ रिलेशन नॉर्मल है, इजराइल का इजिप्ट के साथ रिलेशन नॉर्मल है, उसके साथ USA आ गया, तो नेचुरली इन दैट पर्टिकुलर रीजन देयर वॉन्ट बी एनी अदर प्लेयर, and that is why USA wants this, because USA knows कि if I do not get it, China is going to sit over there. चाइना वैसे भी रेड सी में प्रेजेंट है ना, चाइना ईरान के साथ है, बेल्ट एंड रोड इनिशिएटिव के थ्रू इट इज ट्राइंग टू एक्वायर वेरियस अदर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर्स। सो दैट इज व्हाई Mahesh Sachdev says that strategic alliance agreement, this can bring back Pax Americana or unipolarity in the West Asia. And towards the last paragraphs, he has gone on to explain its impact on India. तो इंडिया के बारे में उन्होंने क्या कहा है कि ये इंडिया के इंटरेस्ट में है। क्यों? अगर कन्फ्लिक्ट रुक जाता है तो नेचुरली देयर विल बी ग्रेटर स्टेबिलिटी, दैट इज इन आवर बेनिफिट। अभी जब हम वेस्ट एशिया में डील करते हैं तो देयर आर 3 पोल्स, वन इज इजराइल, अनदर इज सऊदी एंड थर्ड इज ईरान। इफ दिस डील गोज, नेचुरली इजराइल एंड सऊदी they will be a common pole and third is ईरान। सो फिर क्या होगा, फिर हमें सिर्फ यही 2 पोल के साथ डील करना पड़ेगा ना। सो नेचुरली दैट इज इन आवर इंटरेस्ट, रीजनल स्टेबिलिटी होगा एंड engagement हो रहा है, तो इसके कारण economic opportunity can increase. Next we have got some projects like IMEC, India Middle East Europe corridor. IMEC naturally will be successful. और अभी जो महेश सचदेव ने भी ये बात बोली है, और जब ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आया था उस समय मैंने बोला भी था, और बहुत अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड चला था, पाकिस्तान मीडिया तो सबसे ज्यादा उछल रही थी कि ये जो एक्शन हुआ है ना, ये IMEC को ही रोकने के लिए हुआ है. और अगली बात है कि अगर ये SPP हो जाता है तो उसका फायदा क्या होगा कि फिर USA को वेस्ट एशिया में ध्यान नहीं देना पड़ेगा. USA कैन मोर फोकस ऑन द इंडो पैसिफिक. और अगर USA इंडो पैसिफिक पर ज्यादा फोकस कर रहा है, नेचुरली चाइना विल ऑल्सो हैव टू फोकस टू काउंटर एंड प्रोटेक्ट इट्स ओन इंटरेस्ट. तो नेचुरली हमारे ऊपर प्रेशर या टेंशन कम हो जाएगा. सो दीज आर ऑल फैक्टर्स विच आर गुड फॉर इंडिया. बट इन्होंने और सजेस्ट किया है कि लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम India should go for following its own. Question comes, what are the challenges in front of India, or what can India do? At that time you can refer to Professor Mattu and you can mention all these suggestions that India need to be a global mediator so as to resolving the conflict, because India is that only nation which has got trust of both sides of the geopolitical divide, whether it is Russia and Ukraine, or it is Palestine and Israel, or it is Russia and USA. Then manager of the region, this region itself is first is South Asia, because later on he has gone on to say that if India wants to have that leadership, if India wants to have that primacy, India needs to secure its leadership, and he has gone to give example, some of the historical example. And third, immobilizer against Chinese threat, because China is a real and present danger not only to India but other nations as well. But we have seen that there is limits to US capacity, then there is limits to Japanese or even Australian capacity.